Everyone talks about horsepower, the sound, the speed, but after owning my Lambo, I realized there are 5 best things about owning a Lamborghini that actually have to do nothing with owning the car itself. And surprisingly enough, number 3 ended up being my favorite one of the entire experience. So number 1 is going to be the fact that it makes people's days. One thing I've never expected was just how much joy these cars bring to other people whenever you're driving it on the highway, whenever you let somebody sit in the car. Whether it's kids waving, somebody asking to take a picture, or giving a quick rev, or doing a flyby, you realize that something that is normal to you can become a memory someone talks about for the rest of their lives. Sometimes a 5-second interaction can genuinely brighten someone's day and create a moment that they will reflect on forever. And honestly, that's a pretty cool feeling. I will say one of the number 1 moments that I've ever had was whenever I would let the younger generation sit inside the car. The reaction that they get is something like any other thing. On the internal side, you feel that butterfly feeling whenever you give somebody a special gift, things like that. Even little things. Earlier today, I was just going for a drive. There were a group of kids that just got done playing a basketball game, and they were all just sitting inside of a truck. As soon as I drove by, they immediately pulled out their phones and started to record. And then even whenever I would just give them a nice little wave, their reaction would just be completely priceless too. Number 2 is going to be the fact that it pushes you to level up. So this one actually surprised me. Owning a Lamborghini didn't really make me relax and say, okay, I made it. If anything, it made me want to become a better version of myself. You become more intentional with your finances, you think a lot bigger, you become more disciplined, and instead of becoming complacent, the car almost raises the standard you hold to yourself. Because once you've accomplished this one dream, naturally you start asking yourself, okay, what's next? So this was one of the biggest things that kind of caught me off guard. Because I thought that whenever I thought I'd get the Lamborghini, I thought that I was going to be done, that now I could just kind of go ahead and relax and not do anything. But it was completely the opposite. As soon as I got the car, I started this channel immediately, and then I thought to myself, okay, let's go ahead and push to the next level to see how far exactly we can get. One of the coolest things about the Lambo is that once you kind of get to it, you start thinking to yourself, okay, wow, if I was able to get this, what else could I do? And then you start thinking to yourself, you only got one life. You start to see how exactly far you can push yourself, to see what kind of dent you can leave on the planet, or what else you could do that's also really legendary. So I will say that this part did come with a little bit of anxiety. So the first few months of owning the car, there was a little bit of stress in the sense of, wow, I can't believe I just did this. Is something gonna go wrong with the car? Should I save extra money just in case? A lot of things like that, a lot of thoughts like that. But then the more you kind of own it, and then you start to feel that it just starts to feel like any other car, and then the months kind of go by, you get a feeling of how the insurance is going to feel, how all the other costs like gas are going to feel. You start getting a bit more comfortable with it, and then you start ramping up the speed again. And then not only in the car itself, but in your life in general, you start to push yourself in a whole nother way. Even at the gym, as soon as I got the car, I thought to myself, okay, the next thing I want to do is just kind of work on myself, work on my weight. And then immediately 6 months later, I'm already down 10 pounds now. But the biggest thing is that it gives you a bit of self-assurance, knowing that you can do pretty much whatever you want to do as long as you set your mind to it. Now, number 3, my favorite one, but going on the rallies with 50 other Lamborghinis and networking with all them, meeting all great new people is probably one of my number 1 things about owning the car. So this one is my favorite part. I honestly did not expect it. As soon as you go on your first Lamborghini rally, it's unlike any other thing in this entire world. On the normal side, I'm somebody who just tends to lay low and really chill. I don't really talk a whole lot in person. But whenever I was on the Lamborghini rally, this was probably one of the first times in the last 10 years where I was somewhat screaming at the top of my lungs. It's basically like going on a roller coaster times 10. But the rallies, the drives, the random conversations at gas stations, meeting people from all different walks of life, and people who also share the same mindset as you, which is something that's kind of hard to find. Other people who are business owners, entrepreneurs, executives, and doctors, people who simply share the same passion. Some of those friendships and connections I've made through the Lamborghini community are things I probably never would have experienced otherwise had I not had the car. And when you're doing tunnel runs, road trips, rallies with people who share the same excitement, you start to realize you're creating memories that go way behind the cars themselves. And then number 4 is going to be the fact that the car acts as a microphone. Your words carry so much more weight. This is something that not many people talk about. People naturally listen differently. Your words carry more weight. If I was somebody who just pulled up in my Honda Civic and then, say for example, asked for $100,000 to start up a business with somebody completely random, it obviously probably wouldn't go anywhere at all. But if I was somebody who pulled up in a Lamborghini, then they would at least take a good 10 to 15 minutes to at least listen to my pitch. Another example is going to be this channel itself. The reason why I have this channel is to kind of help people out there level up. I want to see everybody who's watching this video be in a Lamborghini one day as well, and also retired early. Hence why this channel, this car, just simply works as a giant microphone. And I truly believe that a Lamborghini doesn't change who you are. It amplifies who you already are. You get to inspire people. You're somebody who wants to spread positivity, encourage others, and bring good things into the world. The car basically becomes a giant microphone for that. It gives your words a lot more weight. It gives your message a louder voice. And that's something I never really understood until I experienced it on my own. And then last but not least, number 5 is going to be a sense of completeness. Now this one's a little bit difficult to explain because you don't want to rely on the car to be your single source of the reason why you feel complete in life. You should kind of feel that from within, with the car aside. But there is some level of completeness that the car does kind of bring to you. Because after chasing a dream for so many years, finally achieving it gives you a sense of peace. It shuts up the haters. That is a big one. You're still definitely going to get them, but the ones who were there in the past who never really believed in the path that you're going into, the car just kind of serves as a big middle finger to all of them, which is hilarious. But not because the car makes you happy every second, and not because material things solve all your problems, but because there is something satisfying of just keeping a promise to yourself. You think to yourself that whenever you begin a path to getting a Lambo, or even starting your own business that you're not sure whether or not it's going to work out or not, the fact that the business did work out and then it led to you getting into a Lambo does create a huge rewarding feeling. It's about proving to yourself that the goals you once wrote down and dreamed about actually become a reality. It's almost like closing a chapter, you could say. You stop wondering what if, and you can simply appreciate the journey that got you there. For me, owning a Lamborghini didn't complete my life, but it did bring a sense of completeness to a dream that I've had for a very long time since I was a kid. So those are the 5 best things about owning a Lamborghini. I'm curious, for those of you who own one, who own any other exotic car, or are still working toward that dream, which one do you think would mean the most to you? Let me know in the comments right down below. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. And don't forget to subscribe.